Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Create This Book 2 by Moriah Elizabeth and me. Today, I'm starting off by putting Mod Podge on the front cover to protect it. Some of you recommended I do this, that way I can keep the front cover looking good. The first prompt that I'm doing today is to combine two different animals into one animal. So to be doing this, I'm going to be using separate pieces of paper from the book, and I'm going to be doing this with colored pencils. So I'm pretty excited. I haven't used colored pencils to make art in a very long time, so this could go several ways, but I think it goes pretty well in the end. The two animals that I chose to combine are a peacock and a tiger. Kind of an odd combination, but I thought it would be really cool to have a crazy colored, cool looking tiger. I started off by just sketching out my idea, and then I went straight in with my Prismacolor colored pencils, and this took a lot more time than I thought it was going to. It took me over an hour just to create this little square of art, so it was kind of impressive how much time it took, but I think it was well worth it in the end. It was just a lot of colors to try and blend and to make into a tiger peacock, so it was a lot of work. I'm not really sure why I chose to do a tiger and a peacock mix, but that's what I ended up doing. I was going to do like a tiger and a bear, but have you ever noticed how similar those creatures already are? Like a tiger and a bear are like almost identical. To color everything in, I started out by pretty much mapping all of the dark colors and all of the shadows and kind of more of the forms of the face and where I needed everything to go. That way there was more definition in those places and I didn't need to worry so much about creating that depth later. I also added a lot of different colors in it because peacocks are very colorful, as I'm sure you know. So I added a lot of different shades of blue, purple, and at the end, even some green. That way there was a lot of different colors in there and it looked very much like a peacock. I think one of my favorite things about this drawing that ended up being my favorite was the nose, because it's the only thing that's pink and more like tiger colored than everything else, and it's kind of cool because it's the only warm color in a sea of like all of these cold colors of like blues and greens. So adding the pink nose I feel like was a really cool touch. And then I had this metallic gold Prismacolor, so I decided to test that out on the nose and create some patterns on there. And now I'm going in with that green, which I feel like really sold the idea of peacock. Since the green was a lighter color, I used that for more of like highlight areas or areas that would be closer to us if we were near a tiger. So I used the green in those areas just to fill in some more space as well. And once all of that was done, I added a couple more gold type of details on there to add some more shapes and texture. And then I needed to color everything in. There was still some spaces that had a lot of paper showing through. So I just used this kind of turquoise color to color in all of the spaces that still needed to be filled. For the finishing touches, I used one of my favorite art supplies, a white gel pen, and I made some whiskers and some highlights in places that I felt like needed it. And then this was done. It was one side of the page, kind of a close-up of a peacock tiger, and then I decided to make another page, and on the opposite side of that page, do kind of a full frame of what the peacock tiger would look like. And for this, I didn't want to do another whole colored pencil sketch because, as I said, the last one took me over an hour to do. So to do a full body and like a bigger one, I think would have taken a lot of time. So for this, I kind of did more of a concept sketch and just sketched out what a peacock tiger might look like in terms of a full body design. And it basically looks like a regular tiger, except it has a peacock tail. And it's obviously, if I would have colored it in, it would have looked more like the left side of the page where, you know, it's blue and green and all of the awesome colors that a peacock is. I added a couple of environmental elements around the peacock tiger, and then this one was pretty much done. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, like I said, because I already spent so much time on the other one, but then it was time to glue these into the book, so I put some Mod Podge on the back of these pages, and then I put them in the book side by side so you could see what the face of the peacock tiger would look like, and what the full body of the peacock tiger would look like. And I don't know how to combine those two animals into one word, so that's why I keep saying peacock and tiger, because it just doesn't work to combine those two words. So if you come up with a way to combine them, let me know, but I'm definitely not going to try. So I glued those down, and this was the completed page for Create a Merge, choose two animals and merge them together. So here you go, here's my peacock and tiger and what I think they would look like. I wrote it down so that if I ever look back on this and I'm like, what the heck was I trying to do? I'll remember that I was trying to do a peacock and a tiger. And then I moved on to the next prompt. And the next prompt was to integrate this line with a drawing or a design. And I had pretty much no idea for this except to create kind of a landscape, because it already gave us a horizontal line to create from. So that's kind of what my idea was, to create some sort of landscape from the line. So I just extended it, and then I chose to do a beach scene. I decided to have a little bit more fun with this one and not put so much into it. Like, I still put a lot of thought into it, but not so much time and like energy in trying to make sure everything looked perfect. I was just trying to have more fun with this one, and I wanted to create a beach scene that I kind of would have created like when I was younger, you know, when you just kind of put anything that pops in your head in the scene. So I put some birds, some sailboats, some sand, some waves, and didn't take it too seriously. I just used pen for this one and nothing else, just to create what came to mind and use that line to inspire a whole scene of ocean landscape. I think it turned out pretty okay and pretty cute, just like a cool observation of like nature. But I will say my least favorite part is definitely the dolphin. I think that turned out so ugly. But anyway, I'm not going to be too hard on it. I still think it's really fun and a really cool idea. This page was definitely more simple, but still a lot of fun, and it's really cool that a line inspired all of that. And then here is the peacock tiger one more time. I had a lot of fun with both of these pages, and they both definitely tested my creativity. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what you thought about these prompts in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.